If you are joining for the very first time, I don't want to scare you off, but I am Stephanie Lascott. I am the host of this group. I did lose 140 pounds, and I have been able to keep it off now for 8 years. Oh my goodness. And then combined with the time it took me to lose the weight, which was about 1.5 years, I lost about 10 pounds a month. So for me, that's about 10 years of eating this way. So even though I've had a lot of experience eating dirty, lazy keto, which I invented, I'm still learning. And that's why we are here to help one another. Today, we're going to talk about proteins. And I want to know what protein you've had today so far. So make sure you share in the comments. I think sometimes we think we're eating protein and we're not. Or we think we're eating enough protein and we're not. Or this one happens to me. I think, oh, I've had plenty of protein today. And I haven't. I forgot. So I think that happens to a lot of us, right? And not eating enough protein, eating too much protein. I think there's a lot of problems that can go either way and benefits. So let's make sure that we address all of that and figure out a way that I can recommend some products for you guys. I went through my all my refrigerators and freezers and cabinets and printed pictures and went to the store, and I have like, I don't know, 50 or 60 different food items to show and tell today. So I want to get started. So first of all, you might be wondering, like, why are we talking about protein? Because this is not the Atkins diet, right? If any of you are familiar with Atkins, I don't know if any of you gave that a go. Let me know if you did in the comments. But Atkins, just to level set everybody, Atkins was a program which was high protein. So that was the highest, most important. And then it was medium fat and no or low carb. Does that make sense? So that's a little bit different from dirty, lazy keto, where we are eating more fat. Fat is at the top, most important or most prevalent. Medium amounts of protein, which is just as important, right? And then low carb, or I like to call them slow carb, like lots of vegetables and some fruit. So that's different, right, from Atkins. So just to put it out there, if you are eating too much protein, there are some problems that can happen because more is not always better, right? If you're eating too much protein, you might experience, any guesses? Type it in the comments because I bet you know. If you're eating too much protein, you might start to feel constipated. It might cause digestive problems. Does that happen to anybody? Another one is you can start to gain weight. Nobody wants that one. Eating excessive amounts of protein, the body might not know what to do with it. So unlike eating fat where your body stores fat for later, the protein that is excessive, the body will just go, what do I do with this? And it can convert it to sugars. It can cause weight gain. And it can also, not to get all scientifical, but it will get rid of the amino acid portion of the protein and actually potentially cause the kidneys to feel very taxed. So what that looks like is maybe a kidney stone. Nobody wants that either, right? So too much protein can be bad. What about not getting enough protein? What are your thoughts on that? Does that happen to anybody? Because I know I mentioned that happens to me quite often, actually. I'll forget. You know what I mean? If you're not eating enough protein, what are the symptoms? Tell me what you experience when you don't eat enough protein. For me, what it looks like is I start feeling hungry. Okay? Like I've had my fats, I had whatever for breakfast. And if I didn't include protein or be thinking about protein in my meal, suddenly I feel hungrier sooner than I expected. For me, that tends to happen at lunchtime. Sometimes at lunch, I'm eating like veggies with fat. I was eating green beans with Alfredo sauce, which was so good. But then I'm like hungry a little bit later, and I thought, well, what did I do wrong? I was eating vegetables. I was eating healthy fats. I ate a lot of food, but I forgot about protein. So it's important to be aware of it. If you're not getting enough protein, what are some medical things that could happen? Because I know that comes up quite a bit. People will freak out about What am I doing? This is a hint. Your hair. I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody with dirty, lazy keto or keto diet in general. But if you're not eating enough protein, a lot of people will start noticing their hair might be falling out or thinning. That's not good. We don't want that. So be aware of that. It also affects your nails. So hair and nails have a lot to do with protein. And that can be an indicator of a lot of things, health problems. But sometimes it may, I'm not saying always, may have to do with how much protein you are eating. That's a whole nother hair, and we could do that for like a whole podcast. But just keep that in mind. So how much protein should you eat? So we've addressed that too much, you have problems, too little, you have problems. It's like Goldilocks, right? So how do you know how much? I am going to be very controversial and not give you an answer. And I bet some of you in the comments are like, oh, it has to be this percentage. It has to be this many grams. I don't know. I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that because I think according to your age, I think your activity level, I think your gender, different health conditions, I think a lot of that affects how much protein we need. If you are a big man and you're super tall and you're very active, you might have a different protein requirement than someone who's retired and a lady who maybe is more sedentary. Not one person is better than the other. It's just that they have a different lifestyle, a different body type, a different metabolism that would require a different amount of protein. I know you wanted a perfect answer. I know you wanted like a little mathematical equation and it was just going to be all perfect and easy. But here's the thing. With Dirty Lazy Keto, my goal is to help all of you learn how to eat so you can do this forever. Yes, I want to help you lose weight, but I also want to teach you to lose weight in a way you can do forever. I don't want the weight to come back on. I don't want you to feel like this is like a temporary diet. So part of the process, why it's lazy keto, in my opinion, that's up little macros and little calculators and apps and, all this complicated stuff. First of all, I couldn't do that. For me, that would make me feel crazy. And it would remind me of Weight Watchers. Back when I used to have those little booklets. Remember those little fold-up booklets? I hated those. And I had to write down my points. It made me have like post-traumatic stress disorder from point disorder. I think that there can be an easier way to do this, but it does involve learning to trust yourself a little bit. So I know that's scary, but I want to just read this one section from Dirty Lazy Keto Get Started, Losing Weight While Breaking All the Rules, on page 30. So you can follow along, and it's just a paragraph I want to read that addresses this point. Just a paragraph. One thing that shocked the hell out of me was the effects of eating protein. I suspected eating fats wouldn't be a problem. Who doesn't like cheese? But I was surprised to discover how eating more proteins at every meal made such a difference. I didn't find myself overeating protein like I did with simple carbs. If I ate protein at a meal or for a snack, I would actually feel fuller for longer. Does that happen to any of you? When you eat more protein for a snack or for a meal or with your meal or with your snack, do you feel fuller for longer? I sure do. And yes, it's a delicate balance. How much? I don't know. You're going to have to maybe experiment a little and see what makes you feel full. I don't think that you have to add all this up. I don't think you have to have a goal. I don't think it has to be like 8 at night and you're standing in the kitchen, eating spoonfuls of coconut oil and, a drumstick of chicken because you're like, I didn't get my goals in for my fats and my protein. No, if you're full and you're done eating for the day, then go to bed. There's no need to eat when you're not hungry. That's the whole point, is you're learning like the set point for you. You're kind of getting acquainted with your body to find out how much food it actually needs to lose weight and then maintain that weight. And it's going to be different for everybody. I know you wanted an easy answer. You're going to have to work a little bit. You're going to have to see what works and what doesn't. So are you ready to do some show and tell? Because I sure am. I have so many fun things. And plus it's all melting. Some of it is. So I'm going to start off with, these are foods that I feel are high in protein, but low in net carb. Okay, so that's key. There are foods out there that are super high in protein, but I'm not going to eat them. Like a lot of the beans out there. No thanks. Those are too high in net carbs. So I had to sort through the C's at the grocery store and figure out what foods had a high enough amount of protein per serving with a low enough amount of net carbs so that I felt like it was a good fit for Dirty Lazy Keto and that I would feel comfortable recommending. The highest category for protein, you'll crack up. But it's going to be the meat category. And this is chicken. So pretty much any kind of chicken you're going to expect to have, I don't know, around 40 grams of protein per serving. A serving might be like a cup of chicken. That's going to have 0 net carbs. I know. So pretty good, right? Chicken is good. Now I didn't have a lot of cooked meat on hand. So I did a few pictures, but that'll do the trick, right? So if you're not having the chicken, and you don't have chicken on hand, then what can you have? Well, I mentioned turkey earlier. So basically all of our meats, right? So turkey is going to have 37 grams of protein, 0 net carbs for a 1 cup serving. And that's from the USDA website. You can also have, isn't this cute? Pork or beef. Pork is probably around 32 grams per 1 cup serving of protein with 0 net carbs, as is beef. Beef is around 26 grams of protein, 0 grams of net carbs per 1 cup serving. Lamb is a little bit less if you're a lamb eater. Lamb is 27 grams of protein, 0 grams of net carbs per 1 cup serving. So I know not everybody eats those meats, so don't get mad at me. I know we all have different lifestyles, different budgets, different places in the world. I know at our house we eat a lot of sausage, which some people, I don't know, some people don't like sausage. But I do. Sausage has about 14 grams per serving, and that's 0 to 1 net carbs per about 3 ounces is a serving size. Another one would be chicken from the can. Now, you don't have to eat this if you don't want to, but I like to make pizza crusts. That's in the Dirty Lazy Keto cookbook. I use chicken breasts, and it's inexpensive. I always have it on hand. It's 13 grams of protein, 0 net carbs for about a 3-ounce serving, and I just like that I can buy it on sale like at Costco and always have it on hand. I don't have to like be, thawing meat every second and running to the store. Another great idea, especially with Dirty Lazy Keto, because we're more inclusive, less judgmental than other ways of eating. I like to have lunch meat. I feel like it's easy, it's portable, it lasts longer. I don't have to cook it. 9 grams of protein, 0 to 2 net carbs per 2-ounce serving, depending on if you're getting, ham, bologna. Bologna? Does anyone eat bologna? I don't even know. I used to have to eat that when I was little. Also, if you are more of a seafood eater, salmon is a great choice, or tilapia. Salmon has 36 grams of protein, 0 grams of net carbs for about a 5-ounce serving. And tilapia is 20 grams of protein, 0 grams net carbs, 4-ounce serving. Or if you're not into tilapia, cod or other whitefish, count on around 17 to 20 grams of protein, 0 net carbs. I love 0 net carb food for 4-ounce serving. Now let's not forget about tuna fish, right? That's simple. Everybody likes tuna fish. I do. I'm such a little kid. Tuna fish has 11 grams of protein for a 2-ounce serving, and that's 0 net carbs. And I also love shrimp. I'm a big shrimp person. And shrimp, frozen fresh, it's about 12 grams of protein, 2 grams of net carbs for about a 3-ounce serving. So does that help kind of give you a few ideas? It sounds like meat in any of its forms. Meat and protein are the highest. Let's just be honest. That's going to be your easiest way to go. Now, it doesn't have to be all fancy. I found these. What about the Vienna sausages, Spam, those kind of canned meats? I mean, not every day, right? But as a little treat or once in a while. These are 7 grams of protein for 4 sausages is the serving size for 1 gram of net carb. Some people love these. My husband does. Sardines are delicious, especially on a Caesar salad. And sardines have 14 grams of protein, 0 net carbs. Woohoo! And it's for a 3-ounce serving. Now, I know not everybody eats fish or meat, right? We have vegetarians out there too that are practicing dirty lazy keto and they want more of a plant-based diet. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You might have to work a little harder, but there's certainly different ways that you can do it. And I do have some soy products available to show you. But first, I want to move into nuts and seeds, which are also plant-based. So first of all, in the nuts and seeds category, soy, dry roasted Edname nuts. These are fantastic. I just discovered these like a few months ago. It's 13 grams of protein, 3 grams of net carbs for a 1/3 tablespoon. Let me make sure I can read that. It's such small font. 1/3 tablespoon? That does not sound right. This is for the whole package. That's much better. So however many is in there. That looks like 1.5 ounces. I like to have these at the movie theater, back when we could go to the movie theater. Really healthy, easy snack. You can buy them in large containers on Amazon or at your local grocery store. And some other fun ideas would be pumpkin seeds. These are 7 grams of protein for 1/4 of a cup, and that's 4 grams of net carbs. Delicious, right? Do you like pistachios? I don't normally recommend pistachios because they have 5 grams of net carbs for a 1/2 cup serving. But this does have 6 grams of protein. So you have to kind of balance that out, right? It's up to you. I think it's a higher carb nut, but if you can do it in moderation, then why not? Especially if you need protein, right? And you don't have time to be like cooking a turkey and whatever. These are great for on the go. Here we have dry roasted salted peanuts out of the shell, 7 grams of protein for 3 net carbs for 1 ounce. I love peanuts. I have them all stashed everywhere. This one might surprise you. Sunflower seeds. I sprinkle these on salads, coleslaw, all sorts of yummy things. Try to get in focus. Sunflower seeds are 6 grams of protein for 3 net carbs for a 1/4 cup. You can see how this is a lot less than meats, right? You can see that. Here we have Hemp Hearts. Now, Hemp Hearts is a new food for a lot of you, but don't be afraid of the name. There's no marijuana in here. It's a shelled hemp seed. Okay, they're delicious. You can get these at Walmart. You can top your salads, your soups, or just eat them plain. But it's 10 grams of protein, 0 net carbs for a 3 tablespoon serving. And I actually made fried chicken using these in one of the videos that's on YouTube. I think they're delicious. And then almonds, another lower carb nut, 3 grams of net carbs, and you get 6 grams of protein for 1 ounce. All of the nuts are usually 1 ounce serving. And then a couple of seeds for you. Chia seeds might be a new food for you. I love them. I use them in a lot of the cookbook recipes. The Dirty Lazy Keto, I do like a sawdust oatmeal recipe. It has 5 grams of protein and 3 net carbs, and the serving size is 2.5 tablespoons. It makes a lot. You can make a really great cereal. And lastly, for nuts and seeds, I want to share flax. And this is, I have my whole kitchen in these little fun containers so I can stack them easier. But flax seed whole is 6 grams of protein, 2 grams of net carbs for a 3 tablespoon serving. Okay, I use these to make meatballs and cereal, interesting things. It's a different ingredient. It's not something you're going to be like, well, I'm going to have some of that today for a snack. It's more of something you might use to make something else, like a filler. Dairy is another category that offers quite a bit of protein. Like, for example, y'all know my favorite, Fage 5% yogurt. It has 17 grams of protein for a 3/4 cup serving, and it is 5 net carbs. So it's kind of a lot, but it's up to you. Now, this was another one that surprised me. Cottage cheese, 4% milk fat. Always get the full fat cottage cheese. Has 12 or 13 grams of protein, depending on the brand. And that's 5 grams of net carbs for a 1/2 cup serving. So a little bit less than yogurt. This is another one that surprised me. I thought all non-dairy milk would be high in protein. It is not. I was so astonished. This was one of the ones that really shocked me when I was doing my research today. Pretty much the only one that was high in protein was the soy milk. So I checked all the ones we had, and they did not cut it. They were all 0. So this made me smile. This is 2 grams of net carbs per cup, and it has 8 grams of protein. So this is the soy dairy alternative milk, unsweetened. Now, of course, we have to have our cheese. Cheddar cheese has 7 grams of protein, 0 net carbs for 1 ounce. And that's the block cheese, has no carbs. But if you are getting the shredded cheese, don't forget the the manufacturers add like a cellulose starch to keep it from clumping. And so that does add a carb. So mozzarella cheese in particular is 6 grams of protein for 1 gram of net carb per 1/4 cup serving. And we all use that a lot, right? Eggs are a wonderful source of protein. This is probably my go-to, especially in the morning. Eggs only have 6 grams of protein, though. I thought it'd be more. I was like, 6? Really? Like we were talking about turkey and chicken that was like 30 and 40. So 1 egg is 6 grams of protein. An egg has, depending on what package you look at, either 0 or 1 net carb per egg. Keep that in mind. It's weird how that changes. Not every package is the same. You have to do your own research. I'll share my information with you as long as you don't get sassy and try to go, you got that one wrong, or you're second off. Your brand might be different, so keep that in mind. Frozen Edname is a wonderful high protein snack. It has 7 grams of protein, 7 net carbs though, and that's for a 1/2 cup serving. I love these. I microwave them, put salt on them. My kids love them too. It's almost like a protein potato chip. I got your attention with that. And you're going to love, this is going to be the whole reason you watch the show today right here. This is a miracle product. It's called Black Soy Beans. That's by Eden and only available on Amazon that I know of. I did see them on Walmart.com, but not Walmart in the store yet. These only have 1 gram of net carb, and it has 11 grams of protein for a 1/2 cup serving. So you can have like beans. I know, but they're soybeans. I referred to this a lot in the Dirty Lazy Keto cookbooks and recipes for chili and stuff like that. And don't forget about tofu. I eat quite a bit of tofu. I make tofu French fries, and that recipe is in the first cookbook. Tofu has 6 grams of protein for a 6 grams of protein. It has 2 grams of net carbs per serving, and a serving is 3 ounces, which is 1 slice, which is stupid. I ate the whole thing, so I have to multiply that times lots. Whatever. Who eats 1 slice? It's really good. You can fry it in the air fryer, and you will die. You'll say, girl, I know. It's like French fries. Now, the last section I want to talk about for high protein foods, I call these more of the convenience foods. Some of these are like true dirty keto. True dirty. So don't be judging. This is Dirty Lazy Keto. So like our protein powders, 24 grams of protein, 2 grams of net carbs per scoop. Quest is a very popular brand at my house. They come in fun different flavors. I tend to just go with vanilla, and that way I can add cocoa powder myself if I want to make something chocolatey. For some reason, though, I just want to put as an honest caveat, when I eat that protein powder, I don't feel full the same way I do if I were to eat chicken or turkey or fish. I'm not really sure why. If you know the answer, I'd love to know. Here's another low-carb protein powder I found. This is by Boost, and it was very inexpensive. This was $1 at the dollar store. I know. And it has 18 grams of protein, 1 net carb for 3 scoops. And it's just plain whey protein. So don't be afraid to read the labels. You don't have to spend more in order to get a protein powder. You just have to be willing to read all the labels. That's what I have to do. And put my glasses on. Beef jerky is popular as an easy to go snack. 11 grams of protein, but it has 6 grams of net carbs, depending on what brand you get. They have flavors, and sugars they put in there. This is for 1 ounce. Salami is an easy portable snack. It's only 5 grams of protein, 0 net carbs for a 1 ounce serving. But 5 is not much. Would you agree? I mentioned peanuts earlier. I enjoy peanut butter. I sometimes try to buy the no sugar added, but I think it's gross. I don't think it stirs well. I'm just telling you like it is. And it's a lot of times it's very expensive. So I just buy whatever my kids will eat, and I just eat a little less. This has 7 grams of protein, has 6 net carbs, and it's a 2 tablespoon serving. I love these because it comes already in the package control, so I don't eat a whole gallon of peanut butter. A lot of you might be interested in a hot dog, not the bun, just the hot dog inside. And a hot dog, obviously they're super cheap, portable, always available at gas stations and places, ball games. A hot dog probably only has, though, about 4 grams of protein. And we're talking about just the hot dog, not the bun. And it's about 0 to 1 net carb. Kind of low, don't you think? I was surprised. And then lastly, I know you're all clamoring about wanting to know about protein bars, because that's everyone's like, I'll just have a protein bar. So I want to hold up some of my favorites here to show you. Quest brand is a favorite of mine. I showed you that earlier. But I happen to believe that Kirkland brand, which is Costco, I happen to be suspicious that Costco and Quest are the same thing. That's my theory. I think they are just repackaging and putting their label on it. They taste the same to me. All of these have 20 grams of protein per bar, 4 net carbs per bar. 1 bar is a serving. Here's the deal, though. These are like a candy bar. I don't think this, I'm just being honest, if you're having a protein bars every day as your protein source, this is very caloric. What that means is it's calorie dense. These have, I don't know, a couple hundred calories. It's like basically eating a keto candy bar. So have these once in a while. Choose to have these as a treat once in a while, kind of like I say skinny people do with candy bars. Skinny people don't eat candy bars every day. Just like dirty, lazy keto people should only have a protein bar. Special occasions, right? Once in a while. Every day, I think it'll add up in your calories and you'll start to gain weight. You heard it here first. And this was one I used to have a long time ago before I knew any better. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was having these more when I was more active. These have 19 grams of protein, but they have 11 net carbs. But I used to have these more when I was doing a lot more running, when I did marathons and stuff, where I could eat more carbs. I'm not running a marathon this year, so I got to back away from some of these delicious treats. So I hope that was helpful for you. Obviously, Dirty Lazy Keto is fat forward, right? But protein is not far behind. So keep in mind the proteins, all of these foods and more that will help you to stay on track and stay full and healthy and keep your hair and nails looking beautiful. And I don't recommend any supplements. Just eat regular, normal food and you can lose weight and not have any problems. That's the way to go, right? I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I appreciate your support. This is a community, Dirty Lazy Keto, We have to help each other. We're in this together, my friends. It's not easy, is it? We got to support one another. So if you found today's video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and then subscribe to the Dirty Lazy Keto YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications so you'll never miss an update. You can also find me on Instagram at Dirty Lazy Keto. And for more information about any of my support groups or any of my books, you can always go to dirtylazyketo.com for more information. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help. I know you can do it.